Hey everybody, welcome back to the Court of Random Opinion. My name is Neidigh. We have another kind of interesting side quest to the Justin Baldoni versus Blake Lively universe, where Justin Baldoni's lead attorney Bryan Freedman is now being sued for malpractice by a former client. That former client was Travis Flores. In 2022, Flores sued Justin Baldoni and Wayfarer over copyright infringement. To be clear, they were never found liable for that, but Travis Flores passed away in 2024, and his widow is now suing Bryan Freedman for malpractice. I wasn't able to find the case number, so I don't have the actual documents yet, but I'll go over them with Omar later tonight if I'm able to find them. I need the case number, but it costs like $5 every time I try to search a name in LA Superior Court, and I've been unsuccessful like 3 times, so I'm going to have to wait until I can find it. So I'll just walk you through the basics of what we know based on what the media is saying right now. And keep in mind, there's been no response to this. This is just the initial lawsuit presented by Travis Flores' estate. Okay, now this is according to The Wrap, but I've also seen it on Hollywood Reporter and a couple other places. The estate of screenwriter and rare disease advocate Travis Michael Flores filed a lawsuit Wednesday accusing Bryan Freedman of legal malpractice, breach of fiduciary duty, and defamation, claiming the Hollywood power attorney traded up his dying client for a more lucrative celebrity case when Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni began their public feud. So I want to remind you guys, the case was dismissed in 2022, and that was a couple years before any of this stuff was happening between Justin and Blake. So I'm not really sure how that tracks. The complaint, filed in LA Superior Court by Flores' widower Clement Soyri. I'm gonna say Clement because I'm gonna butcher that last name, and I really don't mean to, but I don't know how to pronounce that. And obtained by The Wrap, alleges that Freedman abandoned Flores' copyright infringement suit against filmmaker Justin Baldoni and others behind the 2019 film 5 Feet Apart. Flores had claimed the hit movie was plagiarized from his own script, 3 Feet Distance. Travis was very ill and particularly vulnerable, the filing states, adding that Freedman took a large upfront fee, filed the case, and then advised that it had no chance of success after a dismissal motion. Flores received absolutely nothing in the settlement Freedman drafted, according to the suit. So again, I just want to say Justin and Wayfarer were never found liable for anything. It doesn't mean that what Freedman said at the time wasn't sound legal advice just because this person is filing a complaint against them. Like I said, these things have been happening years apart. But we will get into a little bit more about why I think they're upset and why they might, have a valid reason to be upset, but not necessarily be successful in a lawsuit against him. The complaint alleges Freedman later essentially switched sides by representing Baldoni in unrelated litigation involving Lively and Ryan Reynolds, and publicly praised Baldoni, calling him exceedingly honorable and highly ethical, and saying he and his company did absolutely nothing wrong in Flores' case. So saying that he did absolutely nothing wrong in Flores' case, oh, dude, I can understand why his widow would be upset by that, right? I can understand that. Is it malpractice? I don't really see that, but we know that I'm not a lawyer, and so there's, maybe something that I am missing here. Let me know in the comments if you have a different opinion or a legal background and can comment on this. Clement, representing himself and as administrator of Flores' estate, said he learned of Freedman's switch only after his husband's death in May 2024, when reporters began calling amid the new Baldoni case. Defendant Freedman simply traded up his valuable client and sacrificed seriously ill client Travis Flores in order to gain the more lucrative and healthier client Justin Baldoni. So that's a big stretch. Like I said, they were never found to have done anything wrong, Wayfarer or Justin. Second, Bryan Freedman didn't know that the It Ends With Us, mess was going to happen, much less, have anything to do with Justin Baldoni until years after the dismissal of Travis's suit. So I think that is pushing it a little bit. That being said, I can see why the widow is upset about his comments. I think that, if trying to put myself in his shoes, I could be upset about that too. The filing calls Freedman's later media comments a fundamental betrayal of trust and an unauthorized dissemination of false information that humiliated the grieving family. Well, they were never found liable for anything, and the suit was voluntarily dismissed, so I don't know that he really did that, Like I said, I can see why it would be upsetting, why it's a bad look, but I don't know that anything was really done legally wrong here. I just don't know. Clement accuses Freedman of breaching attorney-client privilege, violating confidentiality rules that survived death, and defaming Flores by publicly implying that his claims were false. Well, I don't know if he's implying that his claims were false so much as stating the fact that they were never found liable for anything. Because you can have claims that maybe aren't false, but for some reason or another, you can't really get anything out of them through the legal system, or you can't prove it the way you would need to, or something like that. I don't know that he said claims were false. I think that is kind of twisting the words a little bit, but I could be wrong. Again, let me know if you think differently in the comments below, but please do so respectfully. The complaint also cites California's rules of professional conduct, arguing Freedman violated duties of loyalty, diligence, and confidentiality. Freedman and his firm, Liner Freedman, are named as defendants on 5 causes of action: breach of contract, breach of fiduciary duty, legal malpractice, invasion of privacy, and defamation. Clement seeks compensatory and punitive damages in an amount to be proven at trial. In one passage, the lawsuit lambasts Freedman's public persona, saying the public witnesses Bryan Freedman litigate almost all of his cases in the media spotlight, then he proceeds to lose his cases in open court. I mean, Jesus. I don't know that that's always true, but hey, like I said, I don't know. But if it is true, then why did you choose him in the first place? Just saying. As of Wednesday, Freedman had not filed a response. Well, of course not, because today is Wednesday. The lawsuit was filed today. So that's all I know for now. If any of you can track down the case number on this, let me know and I'll look up the documents. Or if it's already posted out there by the time this video goes up in the morning, let me know and I'll go over them with Omar for you guys later tonight. So that's all I really know for now. Like I said, I don't know if there's really any malpractice here per se, but I haven't read the full complaint. So there could be stuff that I'm missing. Keeping an open mind. I certainly understand why Travis's widow feels this was a betrayal. I will say that. But we'll have to wait and see the details of all their claims. So thanks, everybody. I'll see you all soon.